single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day.
Hi, welcome to Tomorrow Again. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already subscribed. I wanted to talk to you guys. Well, first of all, you guys, today is my birthday. Yep, I started my day off perfectly. Had a piece of birthday cake. It was good. I'll insert the picture up here. Later today, I'm going to have dinner with my family, with my grandkids and with my kids. And another thing I like to do, I'm going to do today because it's my birthday, I like to tell scary stories. I wanted to talk to you guys today about something that I experienced when I was a child. Even though I didn't directly one-on-one experience this, I witnessed it from a bit of a distance. And I remember very well that this took place in April of 1968 because my grandmother had predicted, unfortunately, that Martin Luther King would be assassinated. She had just told someone that she worked with that she had a feeling that this was going to happen, and they called her up on the phone and told her about Dr. King's assassination. But for me personally, it wasn't just the stress and the sadness of Dr. King being assassinated, it was what happened that night. It's story time. As I said, it was 1968, and it was about 11 o'clock at night. Our grandmother had allowed us to stay up a little later because of what I had mentioned earlier, that Dr. Martin Luther King had been assassinated. So she had been up talking to her friends about it. Pretty much the whole nation was talking about this. So we were allowed to stay up a little later. And about 10 o'clock, 10:30 that night, we were told to go to bed. It was getting too late and to go to bed. Well, someone knocked on our door, on our front door, and for some reason, I think I'm not sure, maybe 8 years old, and for some reason I decided to peek, to go up to the top of the stairs and peek to see who was knocking at the door. I think I may have thought it was my dad, but I wanted to see who that was knocking on the door. And I could see that it was a man, and he had on a beige kind of windbreaker, and there was a lot of movement on the porch. I could see him moving around almost in an animated type of way. And I could kind of see a part of his afro. I could see, his head kind of moving around, and he was gesturing a lot. And I just kind of thought maybe he was talking to my grandmother about Martin Luther King. So I sort of lost interest in what they were talking about, and I went back to bed. And then I heard my grandmother close the door, and I could hear her turn the lock, and she slid the burglar chain across the door. And the next day, my grandmother was a little perturbed that this person had knocked on her door so late at night. Turns out he was a friend of the family, and he was on his way to Chicago. For whatever reason, I'm not quite sure why, but he was on his way to Chicago, and he decided to stop over and say hello to my grandmother on his way. And he was originally from St. Louis, the St. Louis, East St. Louis area. So my grandmother was very perturbed, and she called my aunt on the phone, and she said, you know, the nerve of him, I won't say his name, the nerve of him to show up at my house that late, and it scared me. And she was really furious that he had the nerve to do that. Back in those days, you didn't exactly come over unannounced or uninvited to someone's house that late. And sometimes if you did that, people would be very insulted, very perturbed. So she told my aunt, next time you see him, can you please ask him not to come, knocking on my door that late at night? So my aunt responded, what are you talking about? And she said, so-and-so was at my door knocking, very hard. And, he said he was, stranded, but I saw a car outside. And I didn't understand how he could be stranded when his car was outside, parked on the street. So my aunt, responded, well, that wasn't him. He couldn't have come to your house. He was killed day before yesterday. And my grandmother just sort of slid the phone down. She was speechless because she swore that he was the man that knocked on our door the night that Martin Luther King was assassinated. Somebody knocked on our door that night. I can attest to that. Everyone involved in this story, beside myself, is gone. And I remember it very, very well. And I wanted to just tell the story to you guys. I don't know, did my grandmother not recognize a stranger? Maybe she thought the stranger was our family friend. This man was very close to our family. He felt like a cousin to me. And I don't think there's a way my grandmother could look at him, at the door and talk to him and not realize that this wasn't him. But until the day she died, she swore that was him. But it could not have been, because earlier during the day, he was killed along with 2 other people. And my aunt showed her the newspaper article of what had happened. So I just thought that was so strange. But I wanted to talk to someone out there who might be dealing with a lot of emotional issues. You might be having a hard time dealing with stress, especially, sometimes in customer service, people can be so mean, so short-tempered, and say things to you that make you just want to, So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a tool to deal with situations where people want to test your very last nerve. I suggest always take a deep breath before you react. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Don't react to ignorance. When you react to someone else's issues, it gives a situation more energy than what it needs to have, and it will always fall on you. If you literally ignore them, I don't mean kiss up to them or give anyone a pass, but if you ignore them, that energy will go back to them, and then they'll have to deal with it themselves. So to make myself clear, the next time someone is, maybe giving you an evil look, or someone is cutting you off in traffic, or if you work in customer service and customers are constantly testing your nerves, take a deep breath and don't allow them to see that they've got you rattled. Just take a deep breath through your nose, exhale through your mouth, and don't say anything. Don't give them the energy that they seek. And if you do that, then they will have double stuff to deal with. So don't say anything. That way it'll diffuse the situation, and they'll go on about their way, and you can go on about your way. I hope this helps. This is tomorrow again. Hey, you guys, in the comment section, wish me a happy wish me a happy birthday. I'd appreciate it. It will lift me up And if you share a February birthday, put that in the comment section. Let me know if you're a fellow Aquarian, or you might be a Pisces. You might be born toward the end of February. Let us know in the comment section. I'd appreciate knowing more about you. This is Tomorrow again, wishing you guys the best of the best. Stay true to yourself. Have patience, and don't allow anyone to rattle your nerve. And always remember, no matter what the situation, this too shall pass. Wishing you guys the best of the best. Thank you.